Hey guys, how's it going? I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about my Sur-ron. I have a couple things I want to discuss. If you've been keeping up with my videos, first thing I want to discuss is registering these bikes. It's a pretty hot topic on, especially when you buy these bikes. It's a pretty hot topic to discuss. Are they street legal? Do you register them as mopeds, or you register them as motorcycles, or should you register them at all? Can they be on the road at all? It was a big topic for me because I live just a couple miles from work. This thing is perfect for just driving to work, especially in the summertime, and just going to work and riding around town. I live in a small town. It's perfect for all those. So I really wanted to find out if it was street legal, so I did a lot of digging. So I'll talk about that in a second. And the second thing I wanted to discuss was just upgrades I did on the bike to make it street worthy. I did a little upgrade video previously, a couple videos back. You can go check that out. It's basically I just put on the fender and I have a back tail light on there. That's all I did to it. But as you can see, I've done more. Yeah, let's jump right into it. Registering these bikes. Why this is such a hot topic is because it's in a lot of states in the U.S. Basically, it's a problem. Because they don't come with any titles when you buy the bike. They don't come with a valid VIN number. The bike has a VIN number on it, but it is a 15-digit VIN number, not a 17, which is US standard. And it's 15 because in China, where the bike is manufactured, Chinese VIN number standard is only 15. So when you get the bike, there's no way to identify it. Is why it's such a huge topic. So I knew that when I was going in to register the bike that I was shooting blind, basically. And I went into my local DOT twice. I went to a separate DOT office to see if they could help me at all. I've gone to my treasurer's office. I've gone to my recorder's office. I've called 2 inspectors. Had someone come out and inspect the bike, and basically all around what I heard is that there's no way you can register it because there's no way to identify it. So that was pretty disappointing. When I had the inspector out here, what I did was ask him, well, if I can't register it, can I still ride it on the road? And he said, you know what, you can ride it on the roads, but you can just call it an electric scooter. Is that even legal? Electric scooters are not allowed to go very fast. So he's like, if you just can keep it in EP mode, you can ride it. You don't need to title it, you don't need to register it, and you shouldn't be harassed. And I was like, okay, so I kind of took that and ran with it. After that, I was feeling a little iffy about it because I was like, I don't know, it's kind of a thin line to ride. So I went down to my city hall. And I asked them about it. I told them about my situation. I said, I really just want to make sure I'm not riding this bike illegal on the road, because it's an electric dirt bike basically. It's more of the speed of a moped, but it has a low power mode and a high power mode. I told them, and I was just explaining in EP mode. I was like, it can go 25 miles an hour. It's all electric. It's kind of made for off-road, but I want to ride it on the road. And there's mirrors on it, and headlights and taillights, and there's fenders. And basically, the sheriff was just like, "Yep, if you just follow the speed limits, you can just call it an electric scooter, and none of the cops should harass you." And I was like, "Okay, cool." So I got okay from City Hall just to ride this bike around. I know that kind of shocks a lot of people. It shocked me a little bit because I was like, for sure you have to register like a machine like this. Apparently not, and I was confused of why I could not register it a lot, even without that information, like the VIN number and the titling, because I've seen people online do it. What my inspector told me is that, especially it varies from state to state, and he's like, California has things like these and they're a lot more lenient with that. So that's where you probably saw it, and I believe it wasn't actually in California where I see people registering it. So in California, if you live in California, it's probably a lot easier to register this bike. I've seen people take online moped titling information and just mail it in, and they ship you a license plate back, and then you're ready. Of course, it varies from state to state, so it worked out for me. If you guys want to ride this on the road, just make sure you look up, you do your research and look up the rules of the road, find different types of vehicles, or you might just be able to register like they can in California. I don't know. Just make sure you look up your own local laws. But that's what I'm gonna do because I've been given okay by 3 people that are officially supposed to know what they're doing. So I'm just gonna ride it around until someone stops me. So which they shouldn't. I should be okay. Secondly, I want to talk about upgrades that I've done on the bike that personally make me feel a lot better when I'm riding the bike, especially on the road. Alright, so everything that I'm about to list off, I'm going to have in the description of the video. So if you are a Sur-ron owner and you want to make your bike like this, I did it for under $100, I'm pretty sure. Most of it was on Amazon, so I will just send you a link to that if you want to buy any of these parts and get your bike looking like this, because I think it looks pretty cool. Alright, so first off, in my last video I had these fenders and I had the taillight on. First of all, the fenders, if anyone's wondering, are they're called Defender XC1s. They're a mountain bike fender, but they work really well on the bike, especially if you have the RST fork, which is a mountain bike fork. They work really well on it. I scooted them up about an inch from where I previously had them, just because the neck was really close to the tire, and I was scared it wouldn't catch as much mud, like there'd be a lot of mud buildup. So I moved it up, and I think it'll work a lot better. I haven't ridden it out on the trails at this level yet, but I think it'll work out really well. Moving up, I put my number plate on the front of my bike. That plate just came with the Sur-ron when I bought it. Nothing special. It goes on with 4 cable ties around the rubber bits of the fork. Works really well. It cleans up the bike, makes it look a lot better. Nothing really special. I'm probably going to end up putting something on it. Numbers, maybe. Who knows? I got my mirrors that I was telling you guys about. These mirrors they're actually really cheap, but they are really nice quality. They're cheap in price, but nice quality. They're only about, I think they're $17. I don't know, I have to double check with that. But what I really like about these mirrors is that the clamp and the actual mirror stem are separated. So if I wanted to take this bike off-road, all I'd have to do is unscrew the actual mirror from the clamp and take the mirror off so I don't bust it while I'm riding off-road. Super easy to adjust to. There's just 2 little bolts, and they work really well. They give me plenty of sight when I'm riding behind me and make me feel a lot safer. Alright, thirdly, I got my taillight here, which I had actually up here on the fender, but I ended up moving it back a little bit because it looks a lot cleaner. The only reason I didn't have it back here at first is because I was kind of scared that you couldn't see it when you were sitting on it. But all that has been put to rest. You can see it perfectly behind you, and it's really easy to see the turn signal. So I'm really happy with it. I'm just gonna leave it there. And what I do like about this bit is that this taillight is actually chargeable. It has a little port right here, and actually the cord will come all the way around here and hook up to your USB. It's a USB charger, so if I want to charge it, all I have to do is plug it into the bike. And so it's really nice. I shouldn't have to go anywhere and like stop anywhere and take off my taillight, charge it. It can just be charged by the bike, which is super nice. It goes really well with the bike. If you guys have been following me on my channel, you'll know from my previous videos I have a pedal kit installed on my bike. I actually ended up taking that off. Actually, here is the actual pedal kit right here. It was pretty easy to take off. Basically, there's these 4 little Allen wrench screws here. Screw right into the bottom of this frame, and it just pops right off. I do like this a lot better than the pedal kit. I know I made a video about the pedal kit and saying I liked it, which I do. I didn't mind the pedal kit at all when I was riding. It felt just like pegs, but these are just a lot easier. The pedal kit kind of got in the way of the kickstand, and the bike is a lot quieter. It's about 40% quieter because you don't have that extra gear that the chain has to go through, and you don't have the actual ticking of the mechanism while you're riding. So the bike is a lot quieter since I took off the pedal kit, which I like a lot. It makes it sound a lot nicer. Those are all the upgrades that I have on the bike. What I'm going to probably end up doing is upgrading these tires. They're like RST tires. I saw them on Super Motorsports or whatever that website is, and they're really cheap dirt bike tires. I expect them to break down pretty quick this summer when I'm riding around. So when I do that, I'm going to be buying some dual sport tires. And I'll make a video on that and tell you guys what I think about them, and I'll obviously show you what type of tires I buy. But I'm definitely going to buy some dual sport tires so I can ride it on road and be just as comfortable off road. And that is all I have on the bike today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope this helps. And if you have any questions, please feel free to ask away in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.